Walking Stick Library presents Myrtle Beach, Blazing Smart City, with your librarian hostess with the mostest, Eileen Kramer. And don't forget, you can catch this stream live on Twitch. And Curly Mary, 1126, actually gave me this. There are, I don't even know if that's a picture of the wildfire at Myrtle Beach. There are wildfires in Horry County, South Carolina. I looked at this and thought, doesn't anybody get their weather from the National Weather Service? I mean, if I go to weather.gov, look at all the tan and cream that is sitting here. Down here, the tan means wind advisory, and there's other ones here. There have been a number of wind advisory, brisk wind advisory, small craft advisory. There was a high wind watch, fire weather watch. There was a lot of this color over here for a while. And it's like, wait a minute. Doesn't anybody watch the weather? Also, smart city is a totally meaningless term. We may do some smart city searching on another night, but we also should do some 15-minute searching. But we can search for both of those things. Now, before we go further, let's do a very quick, dirty search on drought conditions in South Carolina. I was checking the drought conditions in Georgia. One of the things I do when I go to synagogue is if it is dry out, I say the prayer for rain. We actually have one. It is due to rain close to tomorrow morning, so maybe it worked. Who knows? But right now, I want to look for, and I'm going to get my potatoes going, just fires happen in dry conditions, so I'm going to look for drought in South Carolina. I was looking for drought in Georgia, and I saw what South Carolina looked like. Okay, that's correct. Let's get it in there. And we are looking for South Carolina. Okay. And in the middle of this, we've got an and. We're looking for a very specific page that tends to come out on top. So this is another of those lovely known item searches. I'm going to bring up Google. And I'm going to Google drought at South Carolina. And this is our drought monitor. It's a good place to look. And if you want to see where Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is, I'm going to just do a quick one here, because I did not know where Myrtle Beach was. But if I get on the map, this is where Myrtle Beach is, Horry County, right over here. And you can see, I go back, you can see it right here, right up here in this corner. This is Horry County, South Carolina. That's where these fires are. This is Horry, South Carolina. it is having a moderate drought. Dry weather makes for fires. So that's a start. But we can look at both the fires and the Smart City Initiative. So what we need to do is get GSU Library up and running. And the reason we're making this a library search, besides the fact that I've got privileges, is I want newspaper access. And newspapers like to live behind paywalls. So we're going to give those paywalls a big, fat smash. Down come our paywalls. In comes our search. And this is going to be a sloppy. Because it's tight. And because we would like to see every aspect of this topic. So we're going to do this. And we're going to do this. And we are looking for Myrtle Beach. And we are looking for Smart City. And we're going to put this together with an and. And this is not a known item search. And something is going to come up that's a synonym. Because I did a little rehearsal before I taught tonight. I came out here to lick my wounds, fixed my phone, and lo and behold, we were ready to roll. Myrtle Beach and Smart City. That's all I have to do. This is the big box. We could also do this on news and newspapers. Again, it's pretty good. I'm going to check my chatters. Hello, chatters. This looks great. Let me search. And we have this rather lousy article. And it was lousy. I saw it earlier in the original, and it's lousy. Wildfire reignites unfounded smart city theory. You'll see why it's lousy. This article really doesn't prove that anything is lousy. Okay. I'm going to copy paste this into Google really quickly because this does exist. MSN may do a better job. Let's do MSN. The Hindustan Times did not do a great job. Okay. More than 175 wildfires are raging across South Carolina, consuming over 4,500 acres of land, NBC News reports. The hardest hit areas include Horry, Spartanburg, Union, Oconee, and Pickens counties. The largest fire has scorched 1,200 acres in the Carolina forest near Myrtle Beach, according to Tim McGinnis, representative of South Carolina's District 56. No injuries or fatalities have been reported so far, and no structures have been lost. WYFF4 reported as of Sunday evening those who had been evacuated due to the Myrtle Beach fire were allowed to return to their homes. As photos and videos of wildfire spread across social media, some users quickly speculated that the fires were intentionally set in Myrtle Beach as part of a conspiracy to destroy the area for the Smart City project. This same unsubstantiated theory emerged during the Los Angeles fire earlier this year, where people claimed the fires were deliberately started as part of a criminal land grab. Okay. As I said, it's not much of an article. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. All right, is your privacy at risk? Myrtle Beach wants to become a smarter, more high-tech city. Let's have a look and see if we can get that. Now this is going to tell what's happening. And we got it. This is October 2023. October 27th. And this is in the Myrtle Beach Sun News. So this is their local paper. After an image was posted to a popular Myrtle Beach Facebook page earlier this month showing loudspeakers affixed to light poles along Broadway, it took just a few minutes before question followed. What are those things? Isn't Myrtle Beach becoming a smart city? Is this secretly part of a newly installed surveillance network? In truth, the city is already using monitoring technology in policing, and officials will likely expand its use over the coming years as its Arts and Innovation District evolves. We have publicized well throughout most of the decade the city of Myrtle Beach has invested in a camera system. Many other cities have too. We didn't originate this idea, city spokesman Mark said. This precedes the smart city discussion by many years. While the answer from city officials about the Broadway audio devices was simple, they're being set up ahead of the winter wonderland at the beach, the incident underscores fear some have about what it means for their privacy as South Carolina's tourism capital moves ahead with its technological future. If you visited Myrtle Beach any time over the past several years, chances are the image has already captured. There's roughly 1,100 cameras overlooking parks, streets, and city facilities. They are not to spy on other people's lives or gather information about them and their comings and goings. That's plainly ridiculous, city spokesman Mark Cruia said. Instead, the cameras are part of the technology we use to reduce crime and catch criminals. Okay, this is old and it's not talking about the Smart City Initiative. Hopefully we'll see this next. And this is February 6th. These are all 2023. Let's grab this one. Myrtle Beach could turn into a smart city. Are we going to clunk? No, we're not. We're going to go to Newsbank, and we're not going to clunk. This is what happens when you go live, folks. This is why we have F5. I'm going to try the one down here again, and this time hopefully we'll get in. We got in. Okay, and we can use the title of this article, Myrtle Beach could turn into a smart city. And this is from Florence, South Carolina. Oh. Go. And stop complaining. That didn't work. Let's go back. This uses a direct and it uses the quote, so it'll work. 3 companies join Living Lab program to bring innovative tech to the grandstand. McMaster and others attend ribbon cutting for the DC Blocks cable landing station. I don't know what that is. Myrtle Beach could turn into a smart city. Let's have a look. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Myrtle Beach could turn into what is called a smart city, which could decrease crime among other benefits. Chief Innovation Officer Howard Waldy is asking City Council to consider turning parts of the Grand Strand into a smart city, which is one that uses technology to provide services to solve city problems. So if we're using technology to solve city problems, we're not going to burn down a city to make city problems. Communities can't just be focused on the here and now, Waldy said. And we also can't be so far focused on, what happens 20 to 30 years from now. We need to be able to be looking forward into the future because that's how we ensure this quality of life for families that exist today and families that will exist. Some of the technological advances include acoustic gunfire detection systems that could help lower crime rates, smart poles that could offer free Wi-Fi, and augmented reality-based tourism. Imagine us being able to have that possibility for you to plug in your headphones or pull something up on your phone or your tablet or any other device, Waldy said. And as you're walking through the Memorial or Warburg Park, you learn about the history in Myrtle Beach here in the Grand Strand during that time. Wardy said that's a plan to launch an internal Smart Cities Council consisting of staff members in various departments. He said they'd also take a trip to Peachtree Corners, Georgia to see a living lab that could be brought to Myrtle Beach. And speaking of living labs, I'm going to take that down. If it ever lets us go. Right here, 3 companies joined Living Lab. This is their Smart Cities program. 3 new companies are joining Myrtle Beach-based program to bring innovative technology to the Grand Strand. The Living Lab is a public-private partnership program that is designed to bring innovative tech companies to the Grand Strand where they can test their tools. The 3 companies now include Civic Dollars, Livable Cities, and In Situ. So what they're building is a tech incubator for smart city companies. Howard Waldy IV, Chief Innovation Officer for Myrtle Beach, said the hope is for companies to create jobs for those in the community. That creates opportunities for the talent that is graduating out of Coastal Carolina or Horry Georgetown Tech, which is a 2-year school. So that's what we're hoping to see out of the program. Beyond just testing and prototyping the technology, we want to see jobs created. We want to see these companies expand here. So Myrtle Beach truly becomes a hub for tech innovation. One of the companies, Civic Dollars, was founded in Ireland and has made its way to the United States. It's a community currency that encourages people to spend time outdoors. Remember what we did last night a few nights ago, when we did that Bill Gates patent that pays you in crypto for movement? I don't think it's ever been actually used. And we talked about, being able to fill in part of a picture in return for steps. This is similar. If you spend 30 minutes outside, you can earn a Civic Dollar that you can add to your in-app wallet. You can spend the money on yourself or donate it to a local charity. So this is a similar kind of deal. Stephen McPeak, the founder and CEO of Civic Dollars, said he is very excited to get the ball rolling and see how his app can make a difference on the Grand Strand. A perfect match for us is a city with the idea to take a real step to invite companies from across the world to test their solutions. Especially in Myrtle Beach, we want to make a real difference in health and community engagement and local economic growth, and to show how technology can strengthen communities one step at a time. I don't think burning down a city would help this. I think it would be the last thing you want to do. And by the way, we have our synonym. Living Lab. And I'm going to put that down, and I have to check my barley. I'm not going to take it out, but I am going to check to see if it's done cooking. This is another synonym. Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. And we're going to take this guy out and put this guy in. We go over here. Okay. Let's put in Living Lab, because that's what they call their Smart City Initiative. And again, it's a tech incubator. Oh, first 4 Living Lab businesses. Living Lab may move Myrtle Beach, South Carolina from tourism to tech. And we're going to see if we clunk. We clunked. That hurts. Okay. I can grab this and do a web search. We'll just do it, and we'll see if Google has it freely available. I think it will. Here it is. I had this earlier. This is Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's really pretty. Someplace I ought to go. One South Carolina beach community is growing beyond tourism, with tech entering the economic development mix, and a new project leading the way to become a test bed for innovation. Myrtle Beach has launched a Smart Cities initiative, forming a living lab program with 4 government tech companies. They'll have the option to come together at a nonprofit co-working space, the HTC Aspire Hub, in the city's new Arts and Innovation District until the city develops a living lab facility in the district. I think we got an incubator here. The 4 companies announced this week include Rept, a video messaging and engagement platform for local governments, Polko, an all-in-one community engagement platform that allows leaders to collect and analyze resident feedback and make area-driven decisions, according to a city news release. Also joining is Depend Build, a software platform that helps city projects stay on time and on budget. That sounds nice. Very efficiency oriented. And Coco Flow Innovations, which offers cloud-based digital government services, including emergency alerts, payment processing, and licensing. No more having to wait online unless the website is so lousy it crashes. Again, why would anybody burn down a city to put up an incubator? I don't know. We want to find out about the fire. And my first thought was, how come NPR doesn't have this? And yes, I'm missing President Trump. Okay, barely. I mean, that's barely there, as we say around here. That doesn't do anything for me. Sometimes you just don't get the right news, or the news that ought to be important. So you can stay. You're welcome to come up here. How about using my laps? All right, so what we want to do is change this guy around. Both these can come out. This can go bye-bye. And we're going to put in wildfire, because we'd like some news about the wildfires in South Carolina. And we could do this on Google News. So let's do this on Google News instead of where we usually do it. Why do I know that's the wrong spot? Because I do. I get to know when it's the wrong color. And this time we are going to use Google News. Newsgoogle.com. I try not to do everything in the library. Just making sure everything is where it should be. My boy is on my lap. And here it is down in chat. He is a sweet boy. When I was at my saddest today, he crawled into bed with me. First the water goes, then I think the cell phone breaks. Don't get to pay my taxes, and I owe money. So all of that is like lots of fun. And this works like Google. The end is implied, but we're interested in Myrtle Beach wildfires. We can just type that in, and it can go in either direction because we know, and I do teach the same, this is very repetitive. I know that. That's not what I want. I want the right color. I am fussy. The and is this guy over here. We're putting together X and Y. We want the overlap, and it can go in either direction. So we're going to get the wildfires in Myrtle Beach. Aww. And this is 58 minutes ago. Fire danger warning issued to North and South Carolina. Latest updates. Okay, and this is my Horry News. Horry County, Horry. I don't know who they named Horry County after. These counties are usually named after somebody. So this is a picture of what's going on, and you'll notice that like Long Island, it's flat as a pan. Live updates. Wind and smoke a concern as Carolina tongue. Live updates. Wind and smoke a concern as Carolina forest fire 30% contained. By Stacey Elgin, and I guess that's just by Stacey Elgin. Stacey Egan. And on my lap is a boy that purrs. He has the most beautiful purr. He has been a good friend all day. Now, if you could design this so it stays decent size, the Myrtle Beach area wildfire remains 30% contained, burning 2,059 acres of the South Carolina Forestry Commission reports. Myrtle Beach wildfire remains 30% contained, burning 2,059 acres. Smoke is blanketing much of Horry County, especially in Carolina Forest. And we need a map. Show it to me. Okay, this is Carolina Forest. This is where the wildfire is. Myrtle Beach is down here. So it's 5 miles out of town, but people in this neighborhood, for example, probably had to leave. But this is where the forest fire is. So it's not burning down the Strand, which is where the smart city is going. It's going down here on the edge of the beach where there is, it's supposed to be a dune, but there isn't, which is unusual for the coast. No, we don't want that. Thank you. I guess that there's dune, but there really isn't. Anyway, it's over here, and if you're here or here or here, it's just not very good. And you can see there are communities here all along Carolina Forest Boulevard. So this is suburban area. And over here is the city with the Strand. And that looks like an airport. That is an airport. So people often fly into Savannah, Georgia. And this is Horry County, Carolina. This little chunk here, and this is Wilmington. This is North Carolina, South Carolina, North Carolina. So that's what you're looking at. Okay. So if you wanted to burn the city down, you wouldn't burn down Carolina Forest. High pressure, and here's what they're going to say. The South Carolina Department of Environmental Services issued an air quality alert overnight and advises individuals with respiratory issues to limit outdoor exposure. High pressure over the southeast U.S. will continue to dominate the region today, minimizing smoke dispersion from numerous wildfires in the area. The National Weather Service in Wilmington, North Carolina reports. South Carolina Forestry Commission is monitoring wind conditions and adjusting accordingly. The National Weather Service forecast reports up to 20-mile-an-hour wind gusts today. And you saw that wind warning all over the country. I can show that to you again if I still have it up. This is what I memorize. But it's just useful. Look at all this wind coming through right here. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Horry County. There we are. Wilmington, North Carolina, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You see how it's all tan from the wind advisory? Yep. Current conditions make open burning extremely dangerous. Do not do it, Horry County Fire and Rescue tells you. There is a burn ban. Yep, somebody has to be told. More than 500 firefighters and 200 apparatus and 33 fire departments have been containing fires in the county. The community residents are being encouraged by the Horry County Fire and Rescue to follow its social media accounts, local news outlets, and to sign up for Code Red emergency alerts. Carolina Forest Recreation Center continues to operate as a public safety support facility as evacuations are still possible. Donations are still being accepted at Carolina Forest Community Church, but they are currently well stocked. In other words, not many people need them. National Weather Service anticipates an approaching cold front accompanied by showers on Wednesday may be helpful containing the wildfire, though wind from the front may be counterproductive. And it is going to rain in the wee hours of the morning here in Georgia. These people are a good 250 to 400 to 300 miles away from where I live, and they are northeast of where I live. Okay. But it does look a lot like Long Island. It's so flat. I think we've got our best news. So I'm going to come back in, and for those of you who catch this later on Cloud Hub, the fire's not in the right place to burn down the city. Burning down the city does not further the smart city goals. They need a building to have all their little tech companies live in, and they need places for those people to go out to eat lunch and for their families to live. And burning down the city would not be a good idea if you want a smart city. Not the kind they're building in Myrtle Beach. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget, you can catch me live on Twitch.